Let's kick it off with Will.
Good morning, Christian. Hope everything's going well with you. I guess my first question is on Jordi. I know we didn't see him at the block party last night. Will he be back and available for you guys on Saturday?
Yeah, Jordi will be back. I think he's back already. Needed to check that everything was fine. You mean Jordi Reina, right?
Correct.
Yeah, because it was good to see him out with Peru. He played few minutes, which is important, also for his confidence, and he showed that the work he's doing here pays off. His talent is undoubted, and so yeah, he's available. He didn't train with us yet because obviously he was one of those in national teams that play the day after than some others, and so yeah. So he will resume training tomorrow. Tomorrow training, as we know already, the weather is going to be not great here. So we are going to still train, obviously, but can be a little bit adapted to the meteo conditions. So we will see Jordi not a lot, but we know what we did with Peru because our performance department was in touch with the Peru, and we were in touch with Jordi anyway.
Who was able, again, over this extended period where you guys had to train, who was able to stand out among those you guys got to see over this 1 to 2 week period where you didn't have a game?
You mean in training?
Yes.
Everyone will. And I'm not saying this because I want to be, the dad of all the players, but it's true. I think the training in these 2 weeks, it was maybe because we are on the back of 2 good results, but I can see the guys training with a lot of intensity. And as you know, sometimes when you train just to train and you don't have a game at the end of the week, it might not be the same, but the boys, they were unbelievably disciplined and full of enthusiasm, and they worked very, very well, all of them. I cannot highlight one. Well, I could just to give a name, but it wouldn't be an honest answer in the sense that everybody deserves a mention, really everyone.
Nuno Santos getting that goal against against Chicago rather, really kind of unlocked something for him. I know that coming off of the performance he had previously, I know that he wanted to at least have something positive happen for him. How much has he kind of gotten integrated into your model over the course of the last couple of weeks? Very
well. I'm very happy with Nuno. Nuno is, as well as being a good player with the talent that we know, he's also working hard. He's really, you can see he's a very serious professional football player. Also in the way he does warm up, he's very serious. He takes his job very seriously, which you would think is a given, but he's really it's easy to say, but he does it. And he's working hard, he's getting better and better physically. He's understanding better and better what we want from him, with the ball and without the ball. Obviously, every coach has a different way of looking at football situations or phases in the game. And so it's part of the job of a player is to adapt to the coaching philosophy, and I think he's doing that really well. He's clever, he understands many of the things that we ask him to do straight away. So really a pleasure to have him around.
And the last one for me, how much are we seeing the best version of Karol Swiderski, or in your mind, is there even a higher level he can get to based on the run he's been going on, especially what we saw in Poland as well?
I believe, Will, I believe that Karol, there is more to come from Karol. He knows that. I'm very happy that he scored a winner in Wales, and he was playing in a front three that they are considered some of the best, not just in Europe, but in the world, because Lewandowski, we all know how good he is. Zielinski, he has been played in Italy, and given my background, I followed him a lot. especially at Napoli. He's a super player. And for Karol to be part of this front three and to be the one that scored the winner and to contribute as much as they do, for me, it's great, but at the same time, it's not a surprise. We have a conversation private between us, and he knows how much I want from him, how much I rate him, and I think that there is more to come. To answer to your question, this is the beginning of his journey, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sam, go ahead.
Thank you, Quinn. Thank you, Coach. So Polish press is reporting that there's significant interest from other clubs in Swiderski, and obviously, to Will's point, he comes back from international play with a cap and a winner. I know you can't comment too much on that, but Coach, can you at least confirm that there is significant outside interest in Swiderski?
So Sam, I will not comment because I really don't know. I mean, I'm totally focused in our players to improve them, to improve the team. And this is not an answer that I give because I want to hide. I really don't know. I assume, with a little bit of experience that I have, I assume that when a player, striker, is the captain of his team, he plays in a good league, and I think that MLS is a good league and is getting this, I know for a fact, more and more recognition in Europe, also from scouts. That I get, this I can confirm. I get a lot of calls even from France, Italy, and UK scouts that I know from my previous works. They want to know more and more about players in MLS. So I assume that when a player does really well, become a captain, score goals for his national team, I believe the interest on the player is going to go high, just logical. But that there are any specific offers or any specific, I really don't know about that. I assume he will have, and if he carries on like that, he will have even more. But it's not that I want to hide anything, but I'm not, I don't know really.
Absolutely. No, thank you for that. And my only other question is, are there any contingency plans as the team talk with MLS about should the Hurricane cancel this weekend? Because obviously there's a major timing issue. Decision day is supposed to be next Sunday for the team. There's already a match in the middle of the week for making up against Columbus. There's a lot of reasons why, obviously, the team and the league would want to get this match in, but any idea what happens if...
yeah, we can ask the league to play all 3 games on Sunday. So we will have, by the end of the Sunday, we will have a clear idea. Now, on the serious note, Sam, I think that the weather, the latest forecast is going to be difficult, the weather tomorrow. So that will have an impact in training. But for Saturday, I don't think that there will be any issue, or at least not any major issue. They're saying that we can play under the rain, and I've lived nearly 20 years in England, and I don't think that the rain can even get mentioned in England. I mean, you are expected to play under the rain. So, joking apart, I think that it shouldn't be as bad as feared. We will see, because there is always an element of unpredictability about that. But I think that tomorrow will be a challenge for the training. But then Saturday, hopefully, by the time that the game gets underway, we will be facing an acceptable weather, I think. Maybe not the best that we can hope for, but at least that we can play. And we really don't want to move anything, because at the moment, if we don't need to, of course, if we need to, we will have. But it's already a challenging week for us as it is.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. And we'll go to Karol.
Hey, Christian, how are you?
Hello, Karol. Fine, thanks. You?
Good.
Good.
I have a quiet house, so all is well. Just to follow up on what Sam asked you about Swiderski and some of this talk of demand for him, could it become a distraction, or are players just so used to rumors, and how do you handle that as a coach when that something like that comes to light?
I don't think that is part and parcel of being a professional player. Actually, if you generate interest around you, is because you're doing well, generally speaking. So we can only be pleased with that. And I think that also is a compliment to our football club, to Charlotte, because it means that our players, his teammates, are helping him to express his best football as well, which is a compliment to them, and also that he's happy to be in Charlotte. And I can confirm that he took on board a lot of the challenges here, and he's settling better and better in our football club. So we are very happy with him. Whatever is around him and that he generates interest is great, but it doesn't really bother anybody. We have very clear the training that we need to do, the way we want to play, and we are really focused on that. We don't really focus on things we cannot control. We cannot control what people say about them, or about our players, or about us. The only way we can control that is by doing our job in the best possible way, and then after, be really comfortable with our consciences and with ourselves. Anything else around is part of our environment.
Also with Karol, how do you handle what you do with him in practice? And do you give him some rest? I know that's hard to do when the whole team's out there practicing. You don't want him not to participate. So how do you balance, his recovery, and or you just run him right back in there full speed?
No, it's a good question, because we need to take into consideration the work that he has done with his national team, like I said before to Will regarding Jordi Reina. So we are in touch with them. Poland played one day before Peru, so he came here on the day before, and he could have a flashing out session with the performance department when he arrived in the afternoon. So when the boys were at home, he came and did a little bit. Then he took part, and he came specifically, asked me that he wanted to be involved in all the session on Wednesday, that we do probably the heaviest session of the day. He was good. He was tired at the end, but he was happy. And he's an experienced pro. He knows his body, he knows what he needs. And we always work all together with the performance department, with the player. And I think that we manage his load at best that we could do before the game on Saturday.
All right, and last one for me. Just, I know the conditions Saturday will be the same for both teams, but are there things tactically you change or tweak, or physically you want your team to do to, if there is rain in that game?
Not really. I mean, you have to adapt to the conditions, but we have an identity, as I said many times, also when on the back of result that didn't go our way, and we want to stick to this identity, because for us, and I said many times, especially for a club that is new and that is establishing itself in this league, we need to have a clear identity that we pursue. And so it's not going to be the weather or an opposition that will make us change our identity. Philadelphia also has a very strong identity that they developed in the last few years, and they show how good they've done. They are probably the standout team in this particular season. And so we have respect, but at the same time, with a lot of humility, we want to play our own game, and we want to give them a hard game. And we know the qualities that they have. They show that week in, week out, but we are also we are aware of what we can do, and we want to play our game like they will want to play their own game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no one. Oh, we have Caleb. Caleb, go ahead.
Hey, Christian, how you doing?
Good. There you go.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, this is Fan Appreciation Week, and I wanted to kind of ask you for some remarks on what they've met throughout the season, and what it means to play in front of them this Saturday.
Yeah, I said many times, Caleb, that we love to play in front of our supporters because they show passion and love from day one. They show how much passion there is in this in the Carolinas for football. I knew that. I was told that before I even signed here. I went before everything started. When I came to sign for this football club, I brought my family here to have a look at the surrounding. I brought my son to have a look at a particular game that our academy was playing, so that I could familiarize more with the young players and the coaching staff. And the support and the passion from the Carolinas in this particular event, the youth level, was great. We could see that there was a lot of passion, and in the stadium, the atmosphere, I told you many times, is magical. So I don't think even the weather could stop the passion of the supporters to come to the game on Saturday. We love to play in front of them. The players absolutely love. And sometimes, if anything, they put themselves under pressure because they want to do always the best for the supporters. And sometimes when we don't get the result that we try to get, we get frustrated and we get disappointed. But you know, it's always a pleasure, and they showed on many occasions.
Great, thank you. And I got one more. The last two games, you guys went down against New York. You went down to 10 men, stood strong, were resilient, got that win, and then you came back against Chicago. Both of those results took a lot of self-belief. You know, it was clear that the players had a lot of self-belief to come and get those results. Could you kind of tell me a bit of where that belief comes from, in your opinion, and how that belief can be used against Philly, which is also going to be a big challenge?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the self-belief in those instances is even more impressive, in my opinion, because he was in the back of not so good results against two good teams, one actually away from home. So to have a big belief when things are going well, in a way, it's, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easier because you get the confidence from what you accomplished in terms of results, at least. But in this case, for me, it was even more impressive. But I wasn't surprised because I see the way they work. And for me, part of that character that you are referring to comes from the way they work. They work with a lot of intensity in training. They challenge each other on a daily basis. They are coming together more and more as a group on a daily basis. And we have also a lot of characters in the team. So a lot of characters with a lot of character in a different way. And so it was just a pleasure to see that spill out onto the pitch. And I also want to give a little bit of credit to the new ones that they arrived, Nuno, Nathan, Adil, that in a different way, they are already adding to this group. They settled really well, all of them. As you can see, I mean, Nuno was scoring actually the goal, but Nathan put in really strong performances, and Adil being a rock at the back. And so, but if you have players that settle so well, it's because the group is healthy. You know, it's very difficult to settle in a group that is not healthy. So I want to give credit to all of them. And as I said on the first question, everybody trained really well. Everybody brings character to this team, and I think that there is we can do even more.
Great, thank you so much. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks.
Great, thank you, everyone.
guys.
We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you on Saturday.